What up, babies? You're missing one. There you go. What you doing up there? Oh, I got a couple eggs in here. You didn't want to wake up this morning, huh? Yeah, let's get them fed. Oh, the food's already out. I left it out last night. There you go. Whoa, you ran up on it. What y'all doing? I need to change that water. Why y'all drinking that first? Y'all didn't want none of this? Hey, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It don't look like they like this grain at all. Let's see. They following. Hey, these ducks did not want that grain today. I take it the grain is their least favorite. Because, whoa, these ducks went off on a foraging mission first thing this morning. Where they at? There they go right there. They just eating wherever they can. They look like that's what they like to do though, so I ain't upset about it. Well, let's get out here on this walk. Let me show you some of the stuff that I've done around the yard. Came through, cleaned the trails, you know, trimmed everything back for the most part. Everything ain't trimmed back, but you'll see. And I've been out here on the four-wheeler making sure that the trails stay smoothed out and they're looking good. Hey, I've been thinking about putting in bamboo. I don't know if I showed y'all this, but clearly it's almost clear. I got a little work to do. I still got to get this tree out right here. I cut that tree out right there. But it's looking good through here, so now everything is inside of my yard. I probably said that a couple times, but I've been having a hard time getting my videos out. So this trail is the only one I haven't come through with the hedge trimmer, and it looks pretty good, so I ain't really too worried about it. But let's go check out some of these other trails where I use the hedge trimmer. So this trail looks good. See the ruts. It's packed down pretty good. Came through here, cleaned all this up. Let's walk. Let's go this way today. Clean all this up. You can see how it all fell down. And then down this way. This is pretty much the trail that I did the most work to. Just cleaning back this area right here, the stuff that grows over on the sides. Basically tired of getting hit by stuff when you come riding through on the four-wheeler. Because some of this stuff is sticker bushes. Boy, when you're riding with those short sleeve shirt on, yeah, that junk hurt. If it's hanging over. But I came through here, cleaned everything up, cut everything that was hanging over. It's back pretty far. It's the trail that wasn't gonna walk down. But it's looking good. That's the only area I still got to do right there. And I'm not really too worried about it because I don't come down that trail too much because it stays muddy over there. So I got to fix that mud first. Hey, but things are looking pretty good. I'm keeping stuff beat back. Don't have to use no chemicals really no more. Even though the other day I did do my pest control around the inside and outside of the house because we got real bad stink bugs right now. I don't know why they so bad or what. But boy, it seems like they're everywhere, at the barbershop, at the house. So I've been spraying to get rid of them, and it looks like it's working. Hey, let's get out here on this walk. morning, y'all.
Good morning, Shaw.
Another beautiful morning. We out pretty early today. Hey, yesterday, I did not do a morning walk. Hey, and today, I don't have on my step counter. Hey, that step counter does not last nearly as long as the old one does. It feels like I'm always charging that boy. Yep. That boy is on charge right now because I had to put it on charge last night because it hollered it was dead. Now, it's a great step counter. It hasn't been tracking anything for the swimming pool here lately. I don't know why. If I had to do a review of the product right now, I would say don't last too long for the battery. Not as long as the I think I had the 4. Don't last nearly as long. It feels like I'm always recharging it. 2, step counter seems to be way more sensitive than the 4, or less sensitive, I should say. It seems like I can barely make it to my step count every day with that. Even when I add skating and this hiking and everything else that I do, I barely get. With the old step counter, the 4, I stayed, it seemed like, between 13 and 17,000 steps a day. With the 6, I barely hit my 9,000 every day. I might be getting between 9 and 11,000, but some days, if I don't, hey, I mean, it is what it is. It seems like it's just less sensitive, but that's okay. I don't do it for the numbers. I do it to keep my activity up, and it keeps my activity up. I mean, I feel like I keep my activity up, but looking at it, and then I realize, like, oh, I ain't hit my step goal yet. I'll run out and do an activity trying to hit my step goal. So it's helping, but it feels like I'm doing way more activity. But that's not a bad thing. Other downsides to it, like I said, at the swimming pool, it says it's tracking that I'm swimming, but then when I get done swimming, it says, hey, it's a workout that wasn't long enough to monitor. I don't know what it's saying it ain't monitoring, but every time I hit, I'm in the pool, so I'm not sitting there trying to read it. Every time I hit the X button to see what time it is, it just completely goes away, and then I don't know how to look back. But I can check it from my phone. I'm not used to having to do that, and I don't know why I just started doing that. But I don't take the time to really sit there. Look, I use it for a watch, and I was using it for a step counter. It was definitely cheap enough, but other than that, I'm not really that motivated to. I needed it. It was doubling for something, and it was supposed to be working for the swimming pool. Maybe I'll reset it. Oh, that was a trip. Maybe I'll just go ahead and reset it after I get it off the charger today, because I left it on the charger this morning. But the show must go on. But so, been doing a lot of work in the yard, trying to get my trails together, get them all inside the yard. Been working on that every day. Now it's about to start being snowy and wintry, so I really don't want to drag my trails anymore right now, because I don't want them to be super muddy. They're already gonna be muddy enough. But right now, I'm gonna let all the little organic matter fall on the trails, and hopefully it'll keep it from being muddy over the winter. Just keep doing that and keep riding on them, keep walking on them, keep them beat down till next year. Because I feel like, I don't know, with it being about to be like rainy and wintry, I don't see me doing much of dragging the trails. And wait until it starts drying back up next year. Unless we get a couple more days of, nope. Because once I get that organic matter on top, I ain't gonna wanna mess with it. Every time I mess with it or disturb the surface, that's when it get muddy to walk on. I'm trying to get it packed down. But what I really want is all the tripping hazards and all the rocks out of the trails. So I plan on getting those super smooth. Now, I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do off on the sides of the trails, yeah? I like it looking naturey, but I wanna be able to go back there and enjoy it at some point. And I don't know what that looks like. I would like maybe one day have a gazebo or something back there. So I've been researching things you could do in the backyard, and I ran into bamboo. One of my friends, I just shot the photos for his daughter, which I got to get those to him. He got bamboo growing in his yard, but where he has it, it really can't go anywhere because it's in the corner of a street. Now for me, I ain't got no spots like that, and I'm worried about bamboo getting out of control, or the fact that it grows so fast. Like, but I'm out in the yard every day. But I just wonder, like, what happens if, you know, one spring I'm sitting up with my leg in a cast or something, and I can't get out in the yard. Then is it gonna grow out of control and I ain't gonna be able to catch up to it? It's kind of like, I know that sounds crazy, but that's how I think. Like, I don't want something to get out of control. Like, my trails now, they're natural. If I don't work on them for a year, which I don't know why I wouldn't, but I just be worried about, like, if something happened, this don't grow over, get out of control, or get into my neighbor's yard. But I think that bamboo looks good. Now, one thing, I wouldn't want it to look like a whole bamboo garden. No, I don't know. I have not decided what to do with the backyard, with the trails. Right now, I'm just enjoying them by riding on them with the four-wheeler. Hey, even my four-wheeler, I'm saying, whew, that boy definitely has seen better days, but it has gotten. I just want to say, as far as my four-wheeler is concerned, I've had it 1 year now at least, and I feel like I got my money out of it, definitely. I didn't buy it brand new. I bought it during COVID, when we were supposed to be locked down. I needed some way to get that stuff out of the woods faster than pulling it out by hand. Hey, if I didn't get that four-wheeler last year, I'd probably still be pulling stuff out the woods this year. Ooh. Ooh. I probably would still be pulling stuff out the woods this year. Now, the pulling stuff out the woods has definitely slowed down. I ain't pulling no ton of bush out the woods no more. Not saying I don't plan to, but now what I plan on doing is shaping my trails, getting them the way that I want them to be, and I'm gonna let that happen over time, because I'm saying, like, even still right now, I got a lot of turning left and right that I have to do, which is fine, but it don't flow smooth. It makes it feel like a workout a little bit. So I figure over time, they're gonna smooth themselves out and stop winding so much. Obviously, if it's a tree like this, I'd have to go around it. But over time, I'm gonna make it so I don't have to make a bunch of sharp turns with the tractor. That is what I don't want. Sharp turns and angles that seem unsafe on the tractor. That's what my #1 goal to get rid of is gonna be. And then after that, I feel like I'm gonna go into little areas like this off on the sides of the four-wheel trails, clean them out a little at a time, like clean out one year, maybe throw in some bamboo, maybe throw in a gazebo or a turnaround point or something, I don't know. But that's what the plan sounds like to me for now. And what I kind of like is I'm just kind of going with the flow. Something stopped me, like, that is crazy. Something stopped me, like the pond did, which that really wasn't no big deal. I'm kind of glad that whole thing happened the way that it did. I'm really happy about that. Because now that I went and got my yard marked off, I feel like I don't know. I know my boundaries. I know not to cross my boundaries into somebody else's. And I know now there is no question from this point forward of where somebody is in my yard. This is just it. To me, I don't know, best feeling. And that's how I feel about everything. When you say you don't know, it puts you at a disadvantage. Because just by saying I don't know, it lets the other person know. Now, I'm saying, when you don't know something, you should admit to not knowing it and try and get the information. Because it does not serve you well to argue with someone who knows if you don't. Well, it just causes you more problems. It kind of like digs you a hole. Oh my goodness. Especially if, I don't know. Hey, one of my clients came in yesterday and said just what I be saying. He had to go to a funeral because one of his relatives got into an argument. The police get called, and he was not cooperative when the police showed up. So the police ended up shooting him. What I'm saying is, that's exactly what I think I was just saying the other day. You call somebody out thinking you about to get some help. Not saying they weren't, I'm not saying the police were in the wrong, because what he told me is they don't have, he was in the wrong. But that's what I'm talking about information, period. If you don't have the correct information, or you don't know what you're talking about, or you're talking out of anger or anything, it can cause you a whole lot of problems. Now, that's an extreme case right there. But I'm saying, to me, with anything, I feel like it can cause a whole lot of problems. That's why I try my best to know and understand. And if question ever come up, hey, you do your best to find that information before you continue. I feel like, I don't know, that's been a lot of my problems is, well, I ain't gonna say a lot of my problems, because I feel like once I know it's information that I don't know, I go in search of it. I'm serious. That's probably why I like my little assistant so much, because hey, if I hear a stat, look at that. Oh, and you even see how they come out now. There was 2 of them in here. Maybe these 2. I didn't know that either. Look at that. So it's a couple buckeye inside of one of these shells. Huh. I didn't know that. Here's another buckeye. Here's another buckeye. Oh, wow. These things ain't hard to find at all. Something tried to eat out of that one. Look at how many of them there is. So, yep, and there's one still inside of it. Look how many I just found this morning. They're not hard to find at all. You just got to get some, I guess probably a squirrel or something gets them out for you. But they're toxic, so you can't eat them. So that's why maybe whatever's cracking the shells can't eat them. I don't know what you crack them for. Y'all see that? Who would do that? And why? Yeah, I don't know if I should continue to walk past it or if I should go around it. Let's look and see. Man, if this boy detonate. Who would do that though? And why would you do that? Well, yeah, I know one thing. It ain't blow and we don't touch them. I'm saying that's the type of stuff that you see, that when you see stuff like that and you think things. Yep. What I'm saying is I was trained to look at stuff like that and think something was wrong there. Man, every time I come out here and I see something like that, I be thinking, hey, frog, ooh, I could have caught you. Ooh, I still could, buddy. Ooh, he was a slow swimmer. What do I do with these? What do I do with them? There we have it. I don't even know what I was talking about. That frog just distracted me. Oh, I know what I was talking about. I was talking about the ammo can. That's what I'm saying. Like, somebody just took a military style ammo can and just put it out here in the middle of the trail that I walk every day. It's like, I feel like you were talking to me. But I wasn't out here yesterday, so I don't care. And that's one thing I like. I've started varying up my schedule coming out here. Nobody will ever know. And I ain't gonna lie, I feel like that's pretty much a good thing. Somebody looking for me. But boy, I tell you, feel like I'm kind of hard to find. At least that's what I'm hard to get a hold of and catch up to. That's what I've been told. I like that. Made me feel like I'm doing something in life. You hard to get a hold of. Hey, everybody who hard to get a hold of, that mean they doing something good. At least that's how I see it. The people I can't get a hold of, I know why I can't get a hold of them. The people that I can get a hold of just anytime, I know why I can get a hold of them too. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. People just be messy out this boy. Man. It's like people show some respect. Come out here, have your lunch, have your dinner, and just throw it on the ground. Like you can't even take it with you. Some Popeyes, what's up? Then just left all your food in the bag. Animals gonna be out here. Hey, well, raccoons, have at it. Then throw your food over there. Throw your cup and straw up there. Man, ketchup packs in the water or plastic in the water. And I tell ya, some people can be so disrespectful. No appreciation for nothing. Hey, so I'm getting my situation straight. I don't know. I don't really like talking about money or finances. But I be feeling like that's something important because I feel like that's one thing that was never talked about in my household. Not growing up, nope. Only thing was talked about money was when somebody owed somebody something is what it seemed like. I don't know. And I feel like finances as a whole, like finances ain't discussed typically in a household. There go a frog. Finances ain't typically discussed in a household where finances ain't a, like, only discussion about finances that be had in a household where it ain't no money is where the money coming from. That's what you hear, and that's what I'm saying. To me, that is a lot of times what separate, like, our mindset. When we so used to not having something, every time we get something, we don't know how to take care of it. We don't know how to maintain it, sustain it. Heck, a lot of times I feel like people who, when we come from a struggle, I feel like, I don't know. Look at that. Do you see how many of them standing right there? What up, y'all? I ain't gonna bother y'all. Come on now. I ain't gonna bother y'all. I ain't even gonna chase after y'all. Y'all good right there. Look, it's a mother and two babies, and they just chilling in the middle of the creek. Hey, I go back this way. Y'all good? They good? Y'all have a good one. I don't know if y'all can see them, but that's dope. And they just stayed there. Y'all have a good one. Yep. That mother was looking at me like, hey, bro, what you about to do? I'm like, I'm gonna leave y'all alone. I don't even come that way. Look, and she's still watching me like, bro, don't come back with that thunder stick. Don't worry, I won't. But I know where y'all stay if I ever need some food. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm not. Boy, if things ever hit the fan. Hey, I'm telling y'all, what was I just talking about before them deer? Oh, having stuff. Hey, I don't know where I'm going with that. But I know that now I try my best to educate my kids on the things that I did wrong in life. And I feel a lot of the things that I did wrong in life was because of the things that I wanted and could not have. And then when I realized I could have it, I started trying to get it. And once I started trying to get it, then I realized, everything ain't all it's cracked up to be. But I always wanted it. So that's why I got it. I'm glad I didn't want some things. Never really cared much for a sports car. Now I'm saying I plan on getting one eventually. I don't know when. But when everything, I'm saying, when I get to a point where everything is taken care of the way that it's supposed to be, maybe then. But I'm just the type of person, I feel like everything in my life has to have a purpose, or else it can't be there. And I really feel that way. Like, it has to have, and when I say a purpose, I don't mean just one. Like, yeah, I get it. That's joyriding. And that's how I was with motorcycles and everything. And then I realized, like, hey, this junk, it's fun. And it's recreational. It brings me enjoyment. But that ain't enough. I'm saying I got a four-wheeler now. I ride the trails. That's work. What I'm saying is I get out and ride the trails with the four-wheeler. I ain't just having a relaxing ride, which I feel like I do be. I do be. No, what I'm saying is, to me, it double. Man, that's yard work. I know that sounds crazy, but what I'm saying is that four-wheeler is the number one thing that smooths out the trails. The trails would not look like that. I'm saying, Penny do it. She get them roots and stuff out, and she got everything cleaned up. But I'm saying, that four-wheeler got everything knocked down and stand down. And I'm saying, if I get that bamboo, I feel like the four-wheeler is gonna be my number one friend for keeping that bamboo under control. Nothing grows where that four-wheeler ride. Nothing. That's why that thing is like a tool to me. It serves double the purpose. Because that junk is relaxing in a mug too to get out there and ride. And this is the perfect time of year. I feel like I've been riding it every day. I can't wait until I can get a new one of those. But boy, I tell you, even stuff like that, I feel like as long as this one is running, I'm starting to realize, like, I don't know. It don't need to be brand new. I feel like, well, Penny did. I feel like that was a great idea because that's why I'm in this whole situation I'm in now. And I'm saying, I can't talk about that, huh? But what I'm saying is, if I get another four-wheeler, matter of fact, even my next vehicle, I don't feel like I never need to buy another new vehicle. Nope. Whatever I can save up for, I'm moving in a whole new direction now. And I'm so happy that I finally feel like I found the way to be able to. And it's not I guess I'm doing some research on different budgeting tips because it's starting to work for me. But now I guess I got to find out who is teaching you what to do on the other side of your budgeting. Like, once you get to the point where, I guess, making better choices with money investing wise, and I really am not gonna lie to you, I have no desire to invest in stocks. None. So when people tell me about that, it's like, nah, I like to invest in stuff I can do with my hands. I'm saying, now if I'm gonna put some money in a stock so I can hold on to it so I can get something that I can do something with my hands, okay. But I feel like I can invest and create income at the same time. And that's what I like to do, and that's what I'm trying to do. So when people talk to me about stocks, it's kind of like, I ain't the type of person who want to pick up my phone and check things like I can do that with a bank account. I don't know. Like, I would rather invest in something that I can see, something that I can touch, a business of some sort. I guess that's how I think. But it's nothing wrong to me with investing in stocks. I mean, I got a Robinhood account. At some point, I might do that as well because I do believe it's best not to have all your eggs in one basket. I'm saying you should diversify as much as you possibly can. But I ain't there yet. I'm saying with me talking about credit card debt and being in it, I don't think it's wise. And look, I had to tell some people this the other day. They telling me how they think it's best for me to invest, and I'm thinking, it does not make sense to invest in anything that's bringing you minimum percents back when you paying on a credit card. Credit cards are like, I don't know, they I don't want to say it the wrong way, but boy, I think people talk about them as if they're helpful, and I think they're only helpful to people who are disciplined. What I'm saying is, well, I feel like I'm disciplined, but life, not having full control over it, not understanding how life works, which I'm saying I'm still there, that made me mess up on a lot of things, because you start, I don't know, but the transition out the military at the same time as all this stuff happening, I feel like now I'm just now starting to gain my footing. And I'm saying, yeah, I didn't make some decisions, because people say, you could have did this and you could have did that by now. Hey, what I'm saying is, the way that I invest. But I guess the point is, the good thing about doing a snowball budget too, is you don't have to kill yourself to do it. Like, you could set up a budget to get out of debt. And I'm saying, instead of me feeling like, hey, I'm gonna be out of debt in 2 years, because that's what I used to do to myself. I used to be like, hey, I'm gonna do this, and I had no cushions, no buffers. It's just like, hey, let's try and push as hard as we can. And then when something came up, it was like, I throw my hands up and go right back. I tried and it didn't work, and now I'm broke again. And that was it. And I'm saying, I had to keep bumping my head the same way as everything else with my business. Some things seem like they smooth out faster than others. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Credit, to me, credit and credit cards are just like crack. That junk is designed not to let you off of it, and they both can be addictions. In my opinion, credit is just as bad as crack, because people lose their whole lives and their houses and everything over it, just like they do with crack. One is just okay because somebody is legally making a ton of money off of it, and boy, they keep you hooked on it. Well, what I'm saying is, I've been working hard over the past basically almost 2 years now. 1 year. Really, one solid year I've been working hard. And that's because I finally got to sit down and focus on it. And I watched somebody's video yesterday, and this is just me being honest with y'all. I watched somebody's video yesterday, and he said, what credit card debt is a person who is not controlled enough in their life, and they don't want to sit down and look at what them being out of control has caused. He said that if you're a type of person who can have a credit card, pay on it every month, and then, you know, then you're winning, you're getting rewards, you're getting these things. But if you can't, and you carry a balance over every month, which I'm stuck in. Now I feel like everybody else, this was not my fault. It was not my fault. I had a rental property that I rented out, and I just didn't know what I was doing. And the person who was renting it tore up the house, and it cost me a lot of money that I was unprepared for. What I'm saying is, no matter how you look at it, the person who did the damage to the house, they got nothing out of that. It didn't hurt them. It didn't do anything. It was my house. It became my problem, and they all became my expenses. And now I could have threw my credit away and filed bankruptcy and said, this house ain't worth all this problem, or I could have tried to deal with it. And that's what I feel like I did. But it seems like, just like with the stuff that's going on in my house, taxes and everything, it's stuff that always comes at you and you're never 100% prepared for it. I feel like you can't be 100% prepared for everything. But the thing you can do is be best prepared as possible. Now, I feel like having credit cards is how I always looked at it. That was the reason, and that was foolish of me, but I didn't know any better when I was growing up. And this is why I do videos like this, because I talk like this in front of my kids so they understand. What I'm saying is, I looked at it like, oh, I don't need to have a backup fund. I got a credit card. That was the most foolish way of thinking ever. But what I'm saying, when you don't come from a place where finances are talked about, what I'm saying is, it's not talked about in schools. Nobody educates people on how to deal with their money in school. They tell you how to add, subtract, and keep a ledger. What I'm saying is, how do you tell a person who wants everything that once they're able to go out and get it, they shouldn't. They should better prepare. What I'm saying is, you got to start telling them that as a young pup. And that's what I'm trying to do to my kids. But I'm saying my kids, hey, I give them a little bit of money. They don't be knowing what to do with it either. Hey, I'm trying to teach them, but maybe that's one of them things. You got to knock your head a little bit in life. But I feel like my kids, they're getting better. They're doing better than I was. At Christmas, I had a list of everything that I wanted because I saw everything on TV. My kids ain't seeming to come with that perspective, and I'm glad. Well, hey, I ain't gonna sit on here and talk all day. I got some stuff I gotta do today. But hey, everything is starting to come together. I don't know. I've been busy. I've been super busy, but it's starting to come together. So hopefully I'll keep y'all informed. I'll plan on it. I just can't talk about some things right now. Hey, well, let me get up off of here. This is your boy, and I got to go. Y'all take it easy.